さんのジェニファーさんにメッセージをインタビューをしてみたいと思います。
Hello, Jennifer.
Hello.
Thank you for the class. It was wonderful.
Awesome.
Okay. では、ジェニファーさんがやってきました。ホットヨガのオーナーさんです。今日はインタビューをしてみたいと思います。何個かね、質問を考えてきたので、ちょっと聞いてみたいと思います。So, I prepared a few questions for you today. So, can I go ahead?
Yes.
Okay. So
Can you hear me okay from there?
Yes. では、最初の質問です。So the first question is, what kind of classes do you provide at this hot yoga studio?
We really try to provide all-encompassing. So everything from gentle classes, non-heated classes, deep stretch, to challenging hot vinyasa
very challenging sometimes.
classes. So we really, rather than just being a studio that's all gentle, that has no strength, or that's all fire, all strength, has no gentle, we really try to be a balance of both, because I feel like people in their lives need both for healing. They need both the gentle and the fire.
Thank you very much. それでは次の質問に行ってみましょう。Many people hesitate to come to hot yoga classes because it's so hot. But I believe there is something special, quality for hot yoga. Can you share with me beauty of hot yoga?
Yeah. So I was one of the ones that wouldn't go to hot yoga because it was hot. It sounded awful. And a couple of my girlfriends started going, and they were very girly. They didn't like if it was too hot, or they wouldn't go on a hike, or they just were very particular, and they started going to hot yoga, and that changed. I saw them become more resilient, more in themselves, and I thought, well, maybe I should give it a try. And so hot yoga, the heat increases the contractions of the heart. So you're getting, like you're going for a run, you're getting cardiovascular toning just because of the heat. It causes all the blood in your core to be pumped to your extremities. It causes all the veins and vessels in your body to open so that more blood, so it creates a lot of elasticity in the veins. It's very healthy for the heart, helps to detoxify the body. And here in Arizona, where it's already very hot,
yes.
Many people practice in the summertime because it helps them acclimate. We live in a society where we can control what's around us very easily. So we can set the air conditioning to 75 degrees and never have to adapt. And so coming to the heat creates resiliency and adaptability, both in our body and in our mind. So there are many, many benefits to the heat.
Oh, right. では次の質問です。I have come into regular flow. It is very powerful practice, and then there are like regular flow class almost every day, but taught by different teachers. It is
Yeah.
regular flow.
One of the things that I really admired about Bikram and Sumit is Bikram's nephew who designed the regular flow, is consistency and certainty. And we are creatures that like consistency. McDonald's and Taco Bell aren't successful because they have necessarily the best food, but because it's consistent. You know what to expect, you know what you're getting, there's certainty. And so having the regular flow that is a set routine is designed to open you from head to toe, bone to skin, and then it's designed for all levels. So if you know what the flow is, and you know it's going to be the same every time, you might say, today I'm a little tired, I might sit out this part and this part. Or if you're feeling really strong that day, you know it's going to come, you could add in extra push-ups or extra flows to make it more challenging. So it really does create a nice foundation, a nice container for certainty and for people to be able to express what they need that day because they know what's going to happen. They could take it up or they can take it down.
I see. So you think it's all for all levels?
We do invite all levels to our flow. I have a 86-year-old man who practices, he started when he was 78. I have professional athletes, professional fighters, and I have people who have never taken yoga before in their life. And Sumit, the one who designed the regular flow, says, when you're new, even if you just come and lay in the room, create a habit, show up every day, go in, lay, sweat, practice breathing, and each day try to do just a little more, and allow yourself to build up. So, you know, somebody who's never done it before probably isn't going to come in and do the whole thing. Like, if you never ran before, you're not going to run a marathon.
Right.
But you might walk a little, run a little, walk a little, run a little. And same thing with the regular flow. Do a little rest until you build up your strength.
Beautiful. Okay. では次の質問に行ってみましょう。Okay. I always receive so many great messages during yoga classes, especially about body, mind, spirit. So what do you think about the connection with yoga and spirituality?
So this was something that I had a really difficult time with when I first started yoga, because I have a very close relationship to Jesus Christ, and I was always under the impression that yoga was Hindu, that it was a specific religion. Yeah, and that it had a lot to do with the Hindu gods and invoking the Hindu gods, which was something that I was not interested in. So for me, yoga started off as just a physical practice. And what I realized is there can be a lot of noise in our mind, and yoga creates stillness. It removes the disturbances and the imbalances of life and a busy mind so that we can connect to God. And so for me, it really has developed into a spiritual practice, and I invite everybody who comes. You know, we're all different religions. We're Buddhist, we're Hindu, we're atheist, we're Christian, we're Jewish, and so we all know and connect with God in our own way, and that's very personal. And so whenever we're in yoga practice, I invite people to be able to connect with God however it is that they've come to know God, and to be able to honor that as a spiritual devotion. So not to one specific particular God, but to how you know God. So yeah, I do believe it is a spiritual practice, but not owned by one religion, open to all people.
Okay, thank you so much. So では次の質問が最後です。This is the last question I have today for you. So what's your passion in your life? It's a big question, but just share with me if you like.
Yeah, I think my biggest joy and passion is in service, and seeing other people happy. I think there's this concept of, if I give to you, that means I have less. You know, if I have 2 apples and I give you an apple, now I only have 1 apple. And there can be sometimes negativity around giving, that you have to have a lot in order to be able to give. And what I found is the opposite. I find that when we are in service to other people, when we give from an open heart, that God fills us more than what we could have ever had to begin with, and that when one give, to receive. And so I think that that's my greatest passion, is to be in service to others, which really is in service to myself, because in giving we receive. So and that takes many different forms, from you know, starting a restaurant, to yoga studios, to being a mom, to what I'm passionate about. But it all centers around really being in service. As my mentor, Jesus Christ, you know, his life was about being in service, and I find when I'm living that way, I'm the happiest.
I see. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Can I have a big hug?
Thank you.